Hey, what's going on guys? It's Spoonsies, and today I'm bringing a little mix-up from the usual Pendulum content to talk about a deck that has some hype, Tenyi. Tenyi came to the TCG in Rising Rampage, and we are getting the rest of the support soon here in Chaos Impact. The only times we have really seen Tenyi is in Orchist using Vishuda for Mermaid fodder. As Mermaid is banned, I don't see Tenyi having a place in that deck anymore. The main two cards to look forward to in Chaos Impact are Ajna and Master. Ajna can tutor any Tenyi monster from your deck to your field, giving you multiple utilities to choose from. Master has a great destruction effect which doesn't target and can destroy multiple monsters. With such strong support, are we going to start seeing Tenyi in the meta? The answer is, not really. Though Tenyi has some of the strongest in-archetype utility cards, the majority of the good effects are Ignition. This means that you can only activate the effects on your turn. To make things worse, Tenyi has a hard time putting up a strong turn 1 board. If you get lucky draws, you could potentially end on an Appaloosa and a hand draft, but this simply isn't reliable. The field spell can slow the game down, but can easily be destroyed through Phoenix, taking away the draw and protection from your Tenyi monsters. Going second isn't much better. Vishuda can definitely take care of problem cards, but it's likely your opponent will have a way to stop your master from getting multiple pops. Even if successful in clearing your opponent's board, OTKing your opponent will prove to be difficult. If you use Shaman's effect, you cannot activate other extra deck monsters' effects unless they are Worm, taking away Borrelsword OTK. This isn't a bad deck, but it's not great. Unlike other rogue decks, I feel that Tenyi post Chaos Impact will really struggle to top any tier 2 or higher events. It can't put up a strong enough board going first, and can't quite secure an OTK going second. Tenyi just needs more cards to push it into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Something that could help would be a card like Orchist Babel, which would allow you to use your Tenyi effects as quick effects. We can only hope that the deck will get more support down the road. Moving on to the positives, Tenyi is an insanely fun deck to play. Your utility effects will come in clutch when you least expect it, and will be sure to annoy the living hell out of your opponent. Maintaining control of the game state using the field spell to draw into more hand traps and further extension for the following turn is very satisfying. There's quite a few ways you can take the deck. Some great tech choices are Cosmo Brain, which can special summon a normal monster from your deck to facilitate Exceed summons or OTKs, Phantom Skyblaster, an extremely strong normal summon you can use to link spam, White Elephant's Gift, which allows you to draw 2 cards, Waterfall of Dragon Souls, which inserts any Tenyi or helps facilitate Mare plays, Agave Dragon, which can win you the game under time rules. There are many other great tech cards and ways to play the deck. I encourage you to go out and find them. At the end of the video, I'll show you a Tenyi extra link that I created and is quite easy to pull off, but for now, here's my deck list for the current October 2019 format. Alright, to start us off, we have 3 Ajnas, 3 Vishudas, and 3 Shitanas. I like these all at 3. Ajna is an amazing extender that can pull out any Tenyi monster from your deck. Vishuda can take care of problematic cards, not only monsters but also set and active spells and traps. Shitana is great as you can crash your non-effect Tenyi monster into an opponent's monster, bring it back, and get a free pop. Moving on, we have 2 Nahatas. Nahata is good for getting over problematic monsters with high attack. 1 Mapura. Mapura is pretty insignificant, it doesn't do much, we just have it in here as an additional name for special summoning. And 3 Adharas. Adhara, in my opinion, is the best Tenyi as it can bring back any Tenyi from your banished zone and put it back into your hand. Moving on, we have our honorary Tenyi, Mare, and for hand traps, 2 Phantasme, 2 Ash, 2 Ghost Ogre, and 1 Effect Veiler. I like my hand trap ratios at 2 of each. I find that this is more consistent in 40 count decks. Drawing into multiple hand traps instead of an Ash and Ogre can sometimes be what loses you the game. It's important that we have a high hand trap lineup as this deck can't survive on its own with the boards it can make. Having a lot of hand traps makes flawless perfection of the Tenyi more live and allows you to control the game. Moving on, we have 2 Flawless Perfections, 3 Vessel, 1 Terraforming, 2 Desires, 1 Foolish, and 1 Mystic Mine. I'd like to talk a little bit more about Mystic Mine. A lot of people don't understand how good it is. In a deck like Tenyi that may not be able to establish the biggest boards, having a Mystic Mine can literally save you the game. Mystic Mine is quite possibly the best card you could draw if you're going second, as it can shut down some pretty gnarly boards. If you can force your opponent to negate with a spell and trap negation and then activate Mystic Mine, you're pretty much set to establish a board that can deal with theirs. Next up, we have 2/5 of the Unrivaled Tenyi. I have this at 2 because I don't like seeing 3, it can brick pretty hard. 3 Impermanence, an amazing card for late game and awesome in your turn 1 and 2 as a hand trap, 1 skill drain, and 1 Metaverse. There's a pretty cool interaction you can do with the Metaverse and Flawless Perfection. If you resolve 1 Perfection, you can activate Metaverse to activate another, so if your opponent decides to special summon again, you're going to get to draw an additional 2 cards, making a net of 4 cards for that turn. Moving on to extra deck, we have 3 Monks, 2 Shamans, 1 Master, and 2 Berserkers. The Master and Berserker lineup might seem a bit odd, however, I find that I'm summoning Berserker more as we get more effects off of having non-effect monsters on our field, and Master just to close out games. Moving on, we have 1 Linkuriboh for Mare tokens, 1 Lan, 1 Phoenix, and 1 Boral Sword. For our Synchro Summons, we have 1 Borreload and 1 Dragon Ogre. And for our Fist target, when it's destroyed, we have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This is a build that you guys saw me playing during the videos and the commentary. I find it to be quite well rounded and strong. You can definitely take the deck a lot of different ways, but this is what works best for me. So now that we're done with the deck list, why don't we jump into what you guys actually came for, which is the Tenyi Extra Link. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you do, please like the video and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.